Welcome back to the Over the Shoulder Podcast, episode 43. And this week we are ranking the TNA slash Impact slash Global Force Wrestling slash whatever the fuck they're called this week titles, the world titles, the knockouts, the tags, digital media, the X Division, all those, including that disgusting Immortal title. Now, like every single week, I'm here with my co-host, Casey. And Casey, go ahead and introduce our guests.
What is going on, you guys? It's KWolf93 back here at the Over the Shoulder Podcast. And yeah, it's going to be a really good episode going over the TNA slash NWA in some cases line. And it's going to be really fun because this was a very, very, very fun period of wrestling for me, especially 2002 to 2007. And who better to be joined by than one of our Belt Addicts Anonymous admin members, one of my best friends, one of my brothers in arms, my boy. Stay off of him. Dayne Powell. Dayne, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello. Hey, thanks for having me on again, Seth Rollins. Casey. Yeah, it's great to be here again. And let's get this thing rolling, and I'll let you introduce the fourth guest we have with us today.
Okay, so this episode being about TNA, Impact Wrestling, there's no better co-host we could have brought on here for his knowledge of TNA, the company. I'm telling you guys, this guy may be the living encyclopedia of this company. And he may know a thing or two about this company that, well, maybe we don't. So let's learn some things from none other than the man himself, Brandon Douglas!
All right, I thought last 2 episodes ago was a great introduction. This one just topped it now, man. You just keep leveling up every time. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's the Seth freaking Rollins, approach with the hair. I like it. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, man, thanks again for having me on. I was gone for a little bit. Now that, I'm getting back into it again. So, yeah, I'm ready to kick off this Impact TNA Global Force shit, whatever you want to call that one. But, yeah, I'm excited about this. Let's get it going.
All right, perfect. Let's go jump straight into it and start with the TNA Classic Championship. Now, this one's a lot of people like this belt. For me personally, I think it looks like a crab. It's like going like this. The main plate just kind of looks like a crab, in my opinion. That is kind of very jarring for me. Other than that, it's a dual-plated belt. It's a solid belt. The Midwest belt. It's pretty decent. I love the grommets on the side. The strap is pretty traditional. Not a huge fan of this. I wouldn't own this, but it's an okay belt. I'd rank it in number 3. It's pretty average for me. Dayne, what do you think?
Man, bringing me on. Oh, I got a little special guest here. What one were we on there? That first one, top left?
Yeah, the Midwest. The one looks like a crab.
Like I said, I'm not a big TNA follower. I'm kind of going in this one blind. But from what you're saying there, I mean, looking at it, it does look like a pretty solid belt. I'll stick with a 3 with you as well there.
All right. And Brandon, expertise, what do you think about the Midwest?
Being involved with the Impact, you have some of the fans that miss this belt. The attributes to the belt, were pretty different, especially coming from, the TNA into, slowly into Impact. Eddie Edwards, I believe, was the last champion to hold that belt. He loves that belt. That's one of his favorite belts. But for me personally, the ranking wise, since they've had other championships in the promotion now, I probably have to give it like a 4. I didn't like the all gold approach to it. Just thought it was just pretty basic, small for a championship belt. Also, it almost was smaller than the X Division belt. So I think, it being a heavyweight championship belt, you need to have a little bit bigger. So, but yeah.
Ranking of 4. Now, Casey, had to force you to go last. Casey, what do you think about this title?
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of the Midwest belt. a lot of people, especially replica collectors, are crazy about this thing. I was never a big fan of it. I'm more of a fan of the one we're going to discuss next. But yeah, I don't really hate it. It's just not my cup of tea, so I'm going to put it right there in the middle at a 3.
All right, 3 it is for the Midwest. Yeah, it's Midwest, pretty mid belt. Now let's go on to the TNA Wildcat belt. This one's a classic. A lot of people love this belt. I am one included. I really like this belt. One thing that I think would have been really cool, my one like critique, I guess, is there's a lot of gold laminate plate, and I know the red and silver, and that's cool. But I think if there was like a bit of silver in between those plates, I think it would tie it in together and bring it all together. The silver lettering just on a gold background just seems very jarring to me. That being said, I do really like this belt. I love the sideways. I love the globes, different shaped globes on the side plates. I love the size of this belt. This belt is gigantic. The replica is amazing. I'm ranking this at a 2 because there are some issues within my opinion, but it's a really solid belt. I rank it number 2. Dane, what do you think?
To be honest, kind of reminds me a lot of Big Gold there. Which who can go wrong with a Big Gold, right? But yeah, no, I kind of like that one. That one's it's shooting off the hip. It does look like it's got a lot of color and everything, and I'll go with man. I'm a fan of the Big Gold, and that replicates it a lot. I'm gonna go 2.
Nice choice. Brandon, what do you think of the TNA Wildcat?
Well, being a personal owner of one, the strap that was made for the replica wasn't the best for the price of it. They could have did a better job with the leathering. Other than that, the plates are magnificent. They're beautiful, heavy. I agree with you also with the all gold background, just pretty plain, basic. For my ranking, since Kenny Omega had it, I'd have to put it at a 1 right now.
Nice. Yeah, I think it looked great on Omega. Casey, what do you think of the TNA Wildcat?
So before I get too far into this, I am going to go ahead and note that I am on record as saying that I hate this belt. Now, I'm going to add a little clarification to that. I hate the design of this belt, but I love the period of time that it represented when it first came out. That it hits that nostalgia nerve with me whenever I think about that era of TNA, because that's whenever me and Cameron were going to TNA house shows together and meeting wrestlers and having the time of our lives when we were teenagers. And I don't know, it just hits a fun time nerve with me. LOL, JK. I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a 2.
All right, 2 it is for the Wildcat. Now let's move on to the Legends title. I really like this belt. I love the deep red, almost maroon strap. I love all the stones. I know some belts have way too much stones. It looks very gaudy. I think this is a decent amount. That being said, it is a very gaudy belt. I mean, just the design of it is very but I think in the time, when was this, Brandon, you might fact check me, was this around 2009-ish, maybe?
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, around 2009. I think it was perfect for that era. The red strap, I think it looks amazing on that deep gold plates. I'm ranking this in number 2. I really like it. Dane, what do you think?
I'm gonna start off. Red's my favorite color. Never seen seeing her on there. Pretty awesome. You don't see it very much other than WWE, which whatever. But yeah, no, seeing it and all the contrast and everything, I actually do like that. It's a pretty solid belt. I'm gonna go 2 as well.
Brandon, what do you think of the Legends title?
Just in itself, the people that have held the belt gives it a high ranking. In my opinion, you have Chris Sabin, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. I mean, you name it. Everybody, the legends have held that belt. So no other way to do it than to call it the Legends belt. For my ranking, it was pretty rare to have a red strap. They were pretty cool. I think I wouldn't say the first, but they're believe that was one of the first red straps for TNA. So with my ranking, I probably maybe a 3. I give it a 3.
Casey, what do you think of the Legends title?
Gotta go right there with what Dayne said, man. Love the color red. For what this thing is, or what it was supposed to originally be, the Legends title, absolutely awesome design. It fit that title very, very well. Why they decided to use this thing for King of the Mountain Championship or Television Championship is beyond me. That'd be like if WWF used the European Championship for the Asian Championship or the Australian Championship and didn't change the design at all. It's just kind of stupid, but it's an absolutely wonderful looking belt. Going to go ahead and give this thing a 2.
All right, 2 it is. Yeah, I think it's more of a lazy thing. Just saying. The Global Force Wrestling / Impact / they had an identity crisis during this time. This is a dog shit belt, okay? I mean, this is when it's at its peak, when it's like properly designed, I guess, with a Global Force Wrestling when they're rebranding for some reason. And then eventually, I didn't add the picture, but they added it's literally a plate, a metal plate that said Impact. It looked like sheet metal. It looked like it was made in home ec. Like they just like glued it on there, just slapped it on there. I feel like I made better things in shop in grade 8. It's ridiculous. It looked horrible. So the design itself, though, dog shit. Let's be honest. Okay, for a world title, circular, not a huge fan of that. I mean, for me, not a big fan of circular belts. And the grommets just don't look that good, or like whatever not grommets, but little plates in between. Not a huge fan. The green and the blue is just tacky. 4. I'm not a huge fan of this belt. 4 for me. Dayne.
Yeah, from seeing that, I'm kind of right there with you. Like, just looking at it in this teeny tiny picture I got, man, it's really plain. It almost, it's too busy to me. Like, there's a lot going on, and it just takes away from being the championship belt itself. It's just like, what the heck is that? I'm gonna go with the 4. It's overly tacky to me.
Yeah. Brandon, what do you think of the Global Force Wrestling World Championship? Okay, Casey first. Casey, what do you think of the Global? Oh, are you back? Oh, there he is. Brandon,
I'm
what do you
going to give it a 5, or I'm sending it back.
think? All right. Casey, what do you think of the Global Force Wrestling World Championship?
Well, I got to agree with a lot of the things that you said, but at the end of the day, it's still better than anything that's made by those absolutely atrocious excuses of makers at United Brothers of the Bitch Belts.
Hail the Rob. Hail the Rob.
That's all I got to say about that. Give this thing a 5.
All right, let's throw some 5. I agree. Ridiculous belt. Now let's move on to the Impact Championship, and this is when I feel like they got back on track. I really, really like this design. I really want to own it. I love the blue, the owl design, the textured almost like a fence on the sides. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of circular belts, but this won me over. It's just really nice to stack Impact, the owl, overall design, and all of the belts, as we'll talk about later, the X Division tags, they have a slimmer design, and I really like it. The blue is the one for me. Dayne, what do you think?
This is actually a belt that I actually do recall seeing, kind of getting back into the whole scene of things. But yeah, I'm with you there. It is actually a really good belt, the blue and all that. Excuse me, we got somebody sneezing over here. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 2 as well on it. It was just put together well.
Yeah. Casey, what do you think of the Impact Blue Championship?
How can we ever forget those chants of blank that owl, blank that owl? I actually liked it. I actually like owls. I think they're really cool, very majestic animals. So I thought it was really cool to see an owl on a championship belt for a change. It's not something you ever think would really work. But I don't know, it worked for me. I really liked it, so nothing bad I can say about it. Give this thing a 1.
All right. Oh, Brandon's back just in time. Okay, Brandon, what do you think of the Blue Impact Championship? The current design, but in blue. What do you think? I gave it a 1. Casey gave it a 1. Dayne gave it a 2. What do you think?
Well, haven't now that I've made one for a past champion, we'll be revealing that here within the next couple weeks on a live, which is going to be really freaking cool. I'll go ahead and say it. Brian Cage. Him and I are going to be doing a live unveil of the Impact Championship that we did for him about that. And it's going to be a little different too. The strap is going to be completely, you won't even fathom what it's going to be like, and it's going to be awesome. He came up with the leather color, so we're pretty excited about that. Looks really freaking good. So yeah, we'll be doing that on Instagram on my page. So if you guys don't already, the real _belt collector, I usually do the lives with all the wrestlers on there. But yeah, we got Brian Cage coming up too, so another to talk about
do you
that
know when
belt.
you're going live?
No, not yet, because I don't know if something will happen, shipping. So,
but when you do know the date, make sure to announce it on Belt Addicts Anonymous. Guys, also make sure to join Belt Addicts Anonymous on Facebook so you can find out when Brandon's going live and you can watch that live. Brandon, where do you rank this belt?
1.
Nice. Okay. Now let's go to the red variant. Same design, just the red painting. I think the blue just does this way better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the red. I loved it on Omega. That's the only reason I kind of want the red one. And the one that Brandon made is just beautiful. But I prefer the blue. That being said, it's not by much. I still rank it at 2. I just rank it below the blue version. Dayne, what would you rank the red version?
Okay. Let's go back to the blue. I'll flip flop. I'll go to 1 with the blue. Like I said earlier, I'm a red guy. Red's my color. My truck's red. All my trucks are red. But in this instance, that blue just did it a little bit more justice. It popped just a little bit more. I'm going blue, putting it up at 1, moving red down to 2.
Okay. Brandon, what do you think of the Red Impact Championship?
Again, haven't done it. Actually, 2 of them for Moose. We did one on a black leather strap, red backing, and then we did one on a red leather strap, black backing. The red leather one turned out, mwah. It was going to be on TV at Hard to Kill last year, pay-per-view. It got scrapped last second. We were pretty devastated when we had gotten the green light before the match, and then before the show started, and then right when the main event happened, he changed his mind. So that was pretty devastating. But being that I've made it for numerous people, Moose being one of them, he was one of our first clients. It was an honor and a privilege to make that belt for him. So I'm going to, even though I ranked the blue one too, I'm going to put it with the 1 also.
Casey, what do you think? Where are your rankings?
So, I'm actually in the same boat with Dayne here. I'm a big red fan. Red's my favorite color. But the blue just popped on this design so much more. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of blue on belts, but this one just worked so much better. Got to give this one a 2.
All right. You guys are going 2. Brandon, you went with 1. All right, we're tied.
No, I flipped my blue to 1 and red to 2.
That's 2. Okay, we're still tied for the red one though.
Okay.
You're 2, Casey's 2, I'm 1, Brandon's 1. I'm okay with going to 2.
Okay.
We'll go in number 2. Yeah, I love that blue. I think it's just the shade of red they use is kind of not the best. I think the shade that Brandon uses is way better. So, yeah. Just saying. Now let's move on to these dog shit belts. The Immortal belts. let's make this quick and easy. Okay, I'm ranking these all 5. One and done. They're all same dog shit. Dane, what do you think?
Whoa!
Come on.
Throw it on me here. I don't know.
You shouldn't even be thinking about this. Look at those belts. Literally faces. Like Rob said, the white one has a mouth open. You know
Yeah.
what
We're
that
sorry,
means.
Cameron.
One of them has a tongue out. It just looks like shit. Like the purple one has a
I
big ass
know.
fucking lips.
Imagine if you fell on one of those. Ow.
Die. This is a 5.
know.
Brendan. While Dane's thinking, Brendan, what do you think?
The goddamn spaceship, the alien predator. I mean, there's so many things you can talk about, and it's not even looking like a belt. A moth. I had a moth one. Like, so yeah, 5. Every single one of those is a 5.
All right, Dane, we're back to you. Come on. You've had some time to think.
I know, but my inner child is coming out with Jeff Hardy, and you know how artistic he is. You know, that's my thing behind these is he's just an artistic person, and that's something that you would see Jeff Hardy with.
Not all art is good.
I know, but
I mean,
I'm
look at
gonna
that
make
barnyard painting behind you.
hey, I'm telling the wife on you on that one. But no, I'm gonna make you guys all mad, and I'm gonna at least go 3 with him.
3?
Yeah.
Casey. Come on.
I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
Oh my god.
Cameron, 1990 Hardy 1, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what they're saying. Dane excluded.
Cousin Lloyd. Cousin Lloyd.
Guys, I didn't mind these belts. I didn't love them, but I didn't hate them. My favorite one was the purple strap, which, I mean, there are different names for all these. There's the Immortal belt, there's the Enigma belt, and then something else. I think the Enigma's the white one. But
I got 3 better names for them. Dog shit, dog crap, bullshit. Sorry, Casey, go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a number. I'm gonna give it a 3 and walk away.
If it wasn't Jeff Hardy, with those belts, what would you rank
Darby
that?
Allin, you guys would not be ranking this.
If it was for Darby Allin, I'd give it a damn 5.
Okay, so it's a 5 because we're talking about
No, it's a fucking 3 for Jeff Hardy.
Nope.
Man, fuck. Oh, okay, no, I can't even say
It is
Jeff Hardy.
what it is.
Okay, we're at a crossroads. Me and Brandon are at 5s. You guys are 3s. I am not budging.
Then put
Brandon,
it
are
at
you
4. Meet in the middle. Go to 4.
Oh my god, this is a shame.
All of them?
Rob is watching this. Rob is watching this, and he's crying. Rob is
Yeah,
crying.
well, I'm crying because I miss Rob.
I miss him too. No, like, Rob is. I feel his tears right now hitting the floor. It's fucking horrible. That's whatever. Let's move on to the X
Casey
Division titles.
freaking Rollins.
The NWA X Division Championship. I don't like this. Not a huge fan. I mean, nostalgia aside, come on. It's a big X on it. It's not even a good X. It's just like it's like a simple. It's so tacky. The plates look like shit. The leather looks like weird as hell. The side plates don't match with the main plate. It's so narrow. It's weird. I feel like you just put that on any bench, it's gonna stab their ribs. 3, 4. Come on, Dane. What do you think?
Horrible. It's like just looking at it here, just one solid red X is all I see. Easily 4, 5, 4.
Nice, Brandon. What do you think of the NWA TNA X Division Championship?
They had 2 companies on the belt. That right there alone just gives it a 5. You couldn't figure out how to manage not having one company but 2 companies, let alone on the smallest belt. Smaller, it was about the same size as the women's championship. Like, if you look at it, it was about the same size. 5.
Yeah, like it's like 2 step parents fighting.
Sorry to impact family and friends. It's a 5.
Casey, you seem disgruntled. What's your thought on this belt?
are you people?
I swear, if you do a 1, I'm gonna slap you.
What in the hell? This is like out of every single design.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him again?
We lost him right before, so I think that means we can justify. Oh,
I'm
sorry,
back.
Shit.
Listen, this is my favorite design of any belt that TNA or Impact ever had. Number 1, that's it. 1.
Damn. Sucks to suck. Democracy 5. Let's move on to the second version.
If you're in Canada, you wouldn't know anything about that.
Sure. I mean,
Burn.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
let's move on to the TNA X Division Championship. This one's better. Not by much, though. 4. I'll give it a 3. Dane, what do you think?
Sorry, I was lost on the Canada comments.
Yeah, relax, guy.
It was put together a lot better. With the X just doesn't look so horrible. I'm gonna go with 3 with it.
Nice. Brandon, what do you think?
They did do a little bit of an upgrade to it. I don't want to waste my time or my words on it, so I'm gonna give it a 4.
All right. Casey, what do you think of the second version?
Second version's great. I mean, in ways, yeah, it's better than the previous one, but I'm not going to rank it higher than that because it doesn't have that nostalgia factor to me. But no, I'm very familiar with this. I saw this defended at a couple of live events back in the day. Great design. Absolutely love it. But I'm going to have to give this one a 2.
2. Can you come down to 3 and join me and Dane?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Casey. You know you wanna.
Okay, fine. Just this one time.
Okay.
One more time. I get to do the Saddam thing. Relax, man.
All right, let's move on to this ugly piece of shit, this green version. I mean, come on. It's like they took everything bad about a belt and just combined it into one. It reminds me of the oval IC, but even worse. It's even more of an oval. They got the oval IC and somehow made it even wider for some reason. It's green. Like, why? Of all the colors they could have picked to put on a belt, there's blue, there's red, there's black. You could have done it no color. They said to do green, and of all the shades of green, they picked the most ugly shade of green to put on this fucking belt. 5. I hate this belt. Dane.
Do you have a thing against green?
I just don't. I mean, normally
You
I
had some
like
real
green.
hate there.
I love green usually. Like, hey, my keychain's green, but I just don't like green on belts. It just seems so tacky. But what do you think about this belt? Where would you rank it?
Yeah, you're right. I just had to give you a little crap there. Green is horrible on a belt. I mean, every time I think of green in a belt, I think of the horrible 24/7 belt. But yeah, no, that was. I'll go. You know what? I'm gonna go 5.
Nice. Brandon, what do you think of the green X Division title?
Let's go with a 5. I'm actually not too familiar with this one. The next one I am. But yeah, I'm gonna go 5 with this one.
Casey, what do you think of this green one? Please don't tell me you love it.
So before I give you my thoughts on it, I thought Brandon might know the answer to this, but what year did this come out? Was this like 2013, 14?
For some reason, I want to say 2012, but I could be wrong.
Okay, because what this looks like, because this does look like a hybrid belt, but to me it looks like the original NXT Championship and the Oval Intercontinental had a love child.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason decided to smack its ass green. I don't know. I like the blue version of it, but the green just doesn't speak to me. It gives me GFW vibes. And come on, Jeff Jarrett, what in the Vince Russo were you thinking? This is a 5.
Nice. Okay, 5 for that ugly piece of shit. I mean, you see a pattern. You see those 2 green belts? Number 5. It's for a reason. Green does not go on the belt. The blue version, though, is a bit better. That being said, I still have the same gripes. It's even flatter. It's even wider. And it's like, fuck, I don't come on. It's like the oval I see on steroids, even wider. The X is a bit better. The blue doesn't look as jarring, so it's a bit more tame. That being said, it just doesn't. I feel like it looked awkward on everyone that held it. Around the waist, it looked okay, but if you take it off your waist, it just looks so weird. It's too wide for. Dane, what do you think?
I mean, I just want to throw it down there in fives. That way we can see XXX at the bottom. But I mean, it is an odd shape. The blue actually contrasts really good. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed with the impact belts is that they choose the right blue with all of these, and I'm gonna have to go forward with it.
All right, Brandon, what do you think of the blue X Division Championship?
Again, you've had a lot of great people that won this belt. Cody Rhodes, Brian Cage, Moose. I eventually will be making those for them when they want them. They weren't their favorite belts that they won, but they still appreciated it. I I do agree with you. If it was like over their shoulder, in that sense, it looked weird. Around their waist, it did look better. With that being said, I'd give it a 4.
All right, Casey, what do you think of the X Division blue title?
I mean, slight improvements from the previous one. This one looks more so like that NXT Oval IC love child went and asexually had another love child of its own, but fed it on a proper meat and potatoes Oklahoma style diet. And Shawty Thick, this is a 4.
Nice. Unanimous decision of a 4 for once. Now let's move on to the current design on the blue color. I love this. I love this X Division Championship. This is by 100 miles number one for me. Like, my favorite X Division Championship. They finally got it wrong. The first version looked like shit. The second version was okay, nostalgia. The third version, the green one, looked like dog shit. The blue one was okay. It was dog shit with Febreze. Now this looks damn good. It looks properly designed. They actually, all the titles match. They have the same like vibe, I guess. They have a similar design. I love that they have that puzzle look. The blue looks beautiful. 1 for me. Dane, what do you think?
Yes, yeah, I'm with you there. Like I said before, TNA uses like the perfect blues with their belts, and once again, I'm a red guy, but I love this blue. I love the belt. I'm going short, sweet, top number 1.
Brandon, what do you think of the blue current design on the blue paint?
I love it, man. Again, our very first customer was Ace Austin, and he had wanted this belt, so we had made the version for him, and he wanted something different. He got this idea actually from Ethan Page and the champion right now, Josh Alexander. When they were tag team champions, they had gotten custom belts done, and they did half red, half blue. So that was pretty dope. And Ace had wanted that for his X Division belt, so we did the half blue, half red, and it turned out really good. With the rating on it, I'd give it a 1.
Nice. Casey, what do you think of the blue version?
Absolutely beautiful. Like Dane said, they always use the perfect shade of blue on these kind of things, but this blue pops so much more than the red, in my opinion, so I got to give this thing a 2.
2. All right. We're all pretty high up there. Casey just died, but we'll go to a number 1 for that for the majority decision. Now let's move on to the red version. There he is. The red version, in my opinion, is a bit of a downgrade. I just don't like the shade of red they use. I think they could have used a way better shade. I think the one that Brandon uses is way better. That being said, I still prefer the blue. The blue's just perfect. I give us a 2. Slight change, but I'm good with 2 over 1. Dane, what do you think?
Sorry, sleeping over here. Like you said, Brandon's reds are better. I don't know what it is with TNA, but they get their blues right every time. Reds are wrong. 2.
Gorgeous. Brandon, what do you think of that? And you have that beautiful, beautiful belt over your shoulder. I wonder who made that. Do you want to inform us on that?
Well, what you see here is the Owl updated new X Division belt, and it is beautiful, of course, like you said. Did a really good job on it. The red just pops out. Everybody, this is probably one of my number one sellers, is especially for the wrestlers, is this Impact belt. Did a really great job with it. It just, that red just pops. The blue also gives it just that really cool, especially with the lighting, gives it that really cool color, like the ocean. It gave it like an ocean type feel. I'd give it a 1 again.
Nice. Casey, what do you think of the red version?
I mean, I like it, but I don't like it as much as I like the blue. As I said before, the red just doesn't pop like it does with the blue for me, but I don't hate it, so I'll give it a 3.
All right. Brandon, 1. I'm a 2. Dane, what did you vote again? 1. All right.
No,
I'll
2,
vote
2, sorry.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. 2. So majority picked 2. All right. We'll go for 2 for this one. Now let's move on to the tags. First, the NWA/TNA tag team championships. This one's on the blue strap. This is pretty cool. I kind of like the design. Dual play looks gorgeous. Doesn't scream tag in my opinion, but none of them really won't. No, none of them really scream tag too much. But I'd give this a 3. Dane, what do you think? Also, I believe it was on the black strap when it was used in TNA. Possibly.
Yeah. So are we going off of blue strap, black strap?
Whatever you feel.
I mean, I'm going to go with the blue again. Them using the blues right. I don't know what it is about them using the blues. If we went by blue strap, I like it. What do I want to do? Shape was odd to me, though. I'm with 3.
Brandon, what do you think of this first design of the tag titles?
All right, so if you want to go back in the day with Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, this was an iconic moment for me when they had came out with the WCW V1 Tag Team Championship and the NWA Tag Team Championship. It was just a crazy, surreal moment for me when I saw that. I was a big fan of it. I had to have it in my collection back in the day. I actually had 2 NWA FIGs tag team championships. I gave one to my brother-in-law. He has all the tag team championships. So whenever there's a tag team belt in here, I get one also for him. So that way, if we ever go to shows, usually he's my bodyguard at Impact. But if we go to like any other shows where I'm not wearing 5 belts, he'll wear one, and we are the tag team champions of whatever company we're at. So with that, I love the belt. I'd probably give it probably, since we have so many 2s, I'll give it a 3.
All right. Casey, what do you think of this design?
So, man, I look at this and I think back to TNA around 2002 to 2007. I really like this design. I know it's an NWA belt, but, I mean, NWA TNA, come on. It's pretty awesome time. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 3.
All right, pretty unanimous. 3 for the tag belts. Now let's go on to the first actual design for TNA. I really like this belt. It reminds me, I think, the Ring of Honor, the one before the current version of the Ring of Honor titles, the ones the Young Bucks held. That design is very much based off of this one, and I love those Ring of Honor titles, and I really like this belt. Not as much as the Ring of Honor. I kind of prefer the Ring of Honor ones, but this one's really cool. It just looks great on everyone, to be honest. Good size. I'd give this a 2. Dave, what do you think?
It is a very well put together belt. I'm gonna be short, sweet. I'm gonna go with the 2 as well.
Brandon, what do you think?
Again, when you think about titles, you think about who held the titles: Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. You had a lot of great people rocking that belt. I'd probably give it a 3.
Casey, what do you think?
I mean, it's an awesome design. Like Brandon said, a lot of great guys held that belt. It's a damn shame there were never any official replicas made of that. I probably actually would have bought one, but I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'll give it a 2.
All right, 2 it is for the TNA Classic Tag Team Championships. Now let's move on when they did the big redesign of the Impact. I really like this design. As you can tell, I really love the current designs. This is the blue one. Not a huge fan of how like long it is. It reminds me of the Ring of Honor Television Championship. It has grown on me though. It's pretty cool design. I love how the banner is kind of sideways a bit. A little. It's not fully just straight across. It's a little bit sideways. I kind of like that. The blue, of course, looks better than the red. I'd give this a 2. Dane, what do you think?
Let me think on this. Let's get Brandon's opinion first.
Brandon, go ahead.
Well, you see here, we got the version, the Impact Tag Team Championship. I will agree with you, Max. It is very ache shape, dinosaur looking hatching front plate. Then the side plates kind of, there isn't really a sequence to the belt. And then you got the 2 owls opposite sides of each other. A lot of people question that. So with that, I probably rank it maybe a 4. I give it a 4.
Casey, what do you think?
So I'm going to go a little different direction because whenever I see this, I think of belts like the previous ROH TV title as well as the Hogan Mystery Belt. Also, I believe there was a 6-man tag championship in, was it NWA?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I think of whenever I see that, and I really like the design overall. And this is another one of those cases where the blue is just absolutely busting on this. So I got to give this thing a 1. I love it.
Dane, you've had time to ponder. What do you think?
I know.
I gave it a 2. Casey gave it a 1. Brandon gave it a 4. So we're all over the place. What do you think?
Man, I do. I like it. It's one of those things that it's different, but it's not different in a bad way. They actually made it work, and with their blues once again, I think I'm gonna go with Casey on it, and I'm gonna go 1.
1. All right, majority wins for a 1. Now for the red version, I'd give this the same ranking that I did previously. So I'd give it a 2. Slightly below though. Dane, what do you think? Would you give it same ranking or below?
I'm gonna go down to 2 with it.
2.
The blues just
Brandon,
more pop.
for sure.
3.
Brandon, 3. All right, and Casey, what would you rank the red version?
So one thing I do want to say is it's like a TNA Impact, whatever goes further on with the designs like this one and the other current belts. These do have a little bit more personality, it seems. So these newer belts, I like these a lot more than some of the older ones. This one doesn't pop for me like the blue version, but I'm still going to rank it high at a number 2.
Number 2. All right. So give it a number 2 spot then. Now let's go to the women's or knockouts. That's weird though. I still find that weird how they call it knockouts. Okay, it's kind of weird. Okay, everyone was giving shit about how divas, and now no one's talking about how it's like knockouts. Seems weird. Just call them women. That's what they are. Whatever. Let's start. What am I doing? I think this is all out of order. Let's start with the class. Let's start with the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, the first version that were on the red strap and had the sidebars. Were kind of weird. I'm giving these a 4. Dane, what do you think?
I don't know. I like the red. I actually do like this red. Um, Man, I'll stick down there at 4 as well.
Brandon, what do you think?
Same. I'm gonna do a 4.
Casey.
I don't really like it. I normally like red, but I just don't really like it. Got to fall in suit here. 4.
Nice. Yeah, and it's 4 for that. It's just the
Yeah, we all
current
picked together.
the current knockout tag team titles, I think is pretty cool. I think it follows a bit of the design of the men's tag team titles, which is cool. Then again, I don't like how like the middle's kind of going like this. I give it a 3. Dane, what do you think?
Kind of has like a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship feel to it. I'm going to stick with the 3 as well.
Brandon, what do you think?
Well, I made this for Kiera Hogan. She's with AEW right now, but having to design the belt, it's so small, and it's 3mm plates, nickel plating, very light. It's just like I don't want to be. If I'm a company owner, I don't want to be. I want to say sexist, but I want to take away from the women having big championship belts, just like the men. Um, I think what AEW did by upgrading that belt, making it bigger, was a really good idea. So, like I said, I'd still probably give it I give it a 4.
Casey, what do you think?
Man, it just looks so dainty. I don't know. I can't find anything that I like about this. This is going to be a no. We're going to 5.
All right, 5 for Casey. I gave it a 3. Dane, what did you give it again?
Sorry, had it on mute. I think I did a 3 as well.
3. Okay. I think we'll go for Casey and Brandon were pretty low though. I can go down to. I'd say 4 is a solid middle ground. Since Casey put it at 5, yeah, 4 is pretty solid. All right, the Knockouts Championship, the white version. This is really cool. It has a crown, the white strap. It makes the red TNA pop pretty well. I really like it. I give it a 3. The shape of the side cuts are kind of weird, but other than that, it's a pretty solid belt. So a 3 for me. Dana, what do you think?
Yeah, it does have kind of an odd shape, but I mean, it does look like a very well put together belt. I'll go 3 as well.
Brandon, what do you think?
This is a legendary belt. A lot of great women have held this belt. I'd still give it a 4, just in the sense it was a smaller belt. It was a 3-plater. Like I said, I just think they could have done more with it.
For sure.
But beautiful belt, legendary belt, still a 4.
Casey, what do you think?
I really like this version. I remember seeing this one on TV. This one looks a lot more like a championship to me. Gonna go ahead and give it a 3.
All right, 3 for the knockouts. So we went to the current design on the blue. I think the blue, for once, actually looks worse than the red. I just don't like it. It just looks very dull. Something about it, the silver plates don't really pop too well on it, and there's barely any blue on it. It's just like, I don't know, something about. Usually, as we see, most of us like the blue more. This one's just not doing for me. This one's a 3. Hell, this might be a 4. Just not a huge fan of this design, and the blue's not looking that great. It's 4 for me. Dane?
Like you said, for once they didn't get the blue right, and that's shocking. I'm gonna go 4 as well.
All right, Brandon, what do you think?
I like the other version better, so I'm gonna go 5.
Damn. Okay, Casey, what do you think?
Man, I got to fall in with you guys. The blue does not pop as well on this one. I'm not feeling it. 4.
4. Okay, 4 it is. Red version, I'd give this a 3. Slightly better, but the designs I'm not a huge fan of. Dane, what do you think?
Keeping it short, sweet, to the point. I'm gonna go up to 3 with it. You know, the red actually does pop a little bit on there. You know,
Sure.
brings it to a little more.
Yeah. Brandon, what do you think of the red version?
It's small. Not a big fan of it. I've done it for a couple people. Making one for Jordan Grace right now. Just like I said, they could have done more with it. So I'm gonna do a 4.
Casey, what do you think about it?
Man, this looks so much better than the blue to me.
Yeah.
The red's just really popping on this one. I like it a lot better, 2.
2. Okay. I think Brandon went with a 4. You went with a 2. We went with a 3. I think 3 is a solid middle ground. All right. Now the digital media, the newest championship added to this. Not a huge fan. I really am not. The shape is weird. The name is weird as well. I don't know. Can I just call it internet? I don't know. It's just a weird belt. It reminds me. The shape of the side plates remind me of the AEW. The main plate is very wide, so it kind of doesn't really match too well. The dual plate, it's cool. The red studs are cool, but just like I don't know, a weird belt. It looks like a circuit board. Interesting. It's unique for sure. But unique isn't always great. I give it a 4. Dane, what do you think?
Yeah, it's like you said. It's different. It's like AEW with a mixture of big gold and I would say the old women's championship. But it's just everything to one. I'm going forward with it.
All right, Brandon, you're holding that over your shoulder. What do you think about it?
As I'm holding the circuit board over my shoulder, I feel like I'm Tron, that I'm about to start a maze with my motorcycle to the finish line to jump over a tall ramp and fly into the impact zone. So I'm ready for the experience and the ride. It's they paid $1,300 for this belt. It's not worth $1,300 in my opinion.
It was made in Pakistan, correct?
Yes, Zebros. It was made by Zebros.
Yeah.
Zebros only does leather work, and the leather work I thought was Pakistan and actually was American leather work, and the plates were Afghan, Pakistan, and I thought it was American. So completely ass backwards. So for like I said, for what they paid for it, even when you hold the belt, the belt tip, it's not even a full belt tip. It's a it's a
It's a half tip of doom.
so it wasn't even a real full belt tip. For what, like I said, for what they paid, we would have done a hell of a lot better.
You're telling me for $1,300? Sorry to interrupt, but
Yep.
for $1,300, they put a half tip on a real belt.
Yep.
That I'm lost for words.
Yep. So
Wow.
like I said, I mimic everything they do. I get the belts personally, so I can make them for the wrestlers, and I have pictures, all that, and yep, this is what they had on the belt. Same thing.
That's wow. Interesting. Okay, where would you rank this belt?
I give it a 5 since we don't have enough 5s in there.
Casey, what do you think of the digital media?
Man, I actually like this design. I think
Of course. I don't know why I'm even surprised.
I don't even care. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. I think it represents, internet and all that kind of crap with the circuits. And I don't know. I feel like I'm watching that old episode of Fairly Odd Parents where he's on like the cyber highway. I don't know. It's badass. I really like it. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay. Casey gave it a 2. Me and Dane gave it a 4. Brandon gave it a 5.
I'll go down to 4.
All right, we'll go to 4 for the digital media. And that are the rankings. Do you guys want to rearrange anything here? Let's start with 5. I'm kind of fine with the rankings on 5. What do you guys think? Are you guys good with the rankings on 5? Change anything? Yeah, they're pretty decent. I think for 4 though, those Enigma, Immortal, bullshit belts have to go to the bottom of 4. Agreed, guys?
No.
You're telling me that the Enigma belts, those 3 lumps of shit, are better than...
Put the blue X at 1.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Everything else is fine. Except the digital media. Like, move the digital media up to the number 2 spot.
Mm.
And that's it.
I mean, it is better than the Immortal belts.
Yeah, it's number 1 for 4. Number 2 for 4. Yeah.
I mean, I'd argue the Knockouts is better than the Immortal belts.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Dane.
Stop it.
Stop
Casey. Okay. This is as far as we can get, I guess. We've done our fun with the Immortal belts. Whatever. At least it's not breaking 3. Number 3, I think I'm actually good with the rankings on 3. What do you guys think?
It's
Brandon?
fair.
I put NWA at 2.
Which one?
Yeah, at 2.
Oh, switch these 2?
Yeah.
I'm good with switching.
I guess I could agree with that. It's not bad.
I'm good with that.
The rest is good? Cool.
Yeah.
Number 2, I kind of like the rankings.
In X Division, and then the Legendary at 4.
Wait, what?
I think the Red X should take the first.
This one? Brandon, thoughts? Should this be number 1 of 2?
I think it should be number 2 of 2.
Me too. I think this is still the best on there.
Yes.
I'll put it there for now. Same with this one.
Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What about this? How's this?
Okay, that's doable.
Doable? Anything else you want to switch up around here? I'm good with switching up anything around here.
I'm good with moving the second to last before the next to the Impact.
What do you guys think? Switching these 2?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Those are ranks for 2. And for 3, I love it. 3's looking good. What do you guys think?
I think the X Division title should take number 1.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. The tag title should take number 2.
No way.
That's just my opinion.
Okay, who does anyone? If everyone else agrees with that, I'll do it.
I'm where it's at.
I'm good.
Okay. That one scared me, Casey. I think
Casey, smoke a bowl.
Casey's scaring me today. And as you can see, a lot of belts are number 4, which, in my opinion, means Impact had some pretty shitty belts. Let's be honest, okay? I mean, as of late, they're pretty decent. But before, I don't know. There's hit and miss. So those are our final rankings. Now, before we leave, we do the over-the-shoulder part. So, guys, go grab a belt for the over-shoulder.
Grab it! Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
I'll start off since I have mine right here.
In your hand.
For my over-the-shoulder, I have the... Oh, it's not working. Let me try to remove my background. I have my version 2 Fig Zinc Scratch logo with those beautiful, beautiful dome plates and those stick sidebars.
About
Brandon,
time you showed that.
I've showed it once. I showed the booty once. Brandon, what do you have over your shoulder?
I have my custom designed CCW championship that was debuted finally on YouTube last week, and they had a presentation for it. It was beautiful. It was amazing. And here is the official CCW championship for Coastal Championship Wrestling.
Gorgeous.
Even got a little wrestler in there, flexing.
Dayne, what do you have?
Well, my collection's shorts. I think this is the one I went with last time. The old Figs Inc. Smoking Skull. Old trusty. Got to go with it again.
Solid belt. Now, Casey, what are you hiding behind your blank screen of death? What do you have over your shoulder?
So this is one of my newest acquisitions. Just got it nice and cleaned up to show you guys right here on the Over the Shoulder podcast. But what we have today is this gorgeous Figs Inc. WWF Classic IC. Note WWF logo up top. And this is the deluxe version. Certificate of Authenticity number 30 of 1,000.
Dang, that's a high number.
Yeah. And yeah, this thing is freaking legit. It's an original from 2003. Hang on, right down here. You see there's no gold tip. It's got the space for it, but nope, this was the batch that did not get them. So pretty rare belt, and still kind of shocked that I got this thing. So big thank you to the two people that made this possible, Jamie Gilbert and Joby. Forgot your last name.
That's actually really cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Now, before we do go, I do want to say what we're going to be doing for next episode. Next episode, we'll actually be continuing the rankings. We're going to be ranking all the custom belts from the Eco belt to the Smoking Skull to the Fiend to the Spinner to the Rated R to all of those custom belts. We'll be doing that next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.